Hello, everyone. Welcome to APH Virtual Excel Camp. This is Art Camp for 4 to 6-year-olds. We have had a blast all week so far. We're on day 4 of our art camp. So get in, get comfortable. Realize if you choose to share your camera, there is a chance you will be on the video that is recorded. We'd love to have you. You do not have to share your video, but we really do love seeing your faces. As you get settled, make sure you have your art supplies ready to go. Again, welcome to the APH Virtual Excel Camp, Art Camp today, 4 to 6-year-olds. We have a few people who decided to share their artwork with us today. Isn't that cool? So the first piece of artwork is from Dylan. This is Dylan's outside view. It is on a rectangular piece of paper. He's glued or pasted a green, probably spongy square or rectangle on the left-hand bottom corner. Above that, you can see flowers that he's drawn and possibly a bird or even a bee. I see a sunny sun in the top left corner. And over to the right, I see red bumpy paper that's been cut into the side view of a staircase, as if you could walk up it. And next to that is a large rectangular red bumpy part. And on it is labeled 1FL and 2FL. I bet that means first floor and second floor. Dylan drew himself waving at us, but he also provided us this long strip of red and a drawing of a square, which I think is his air conditioner and windows. Thank you, Dylan. And Tristan also shared a picture. There is some similarities because I think Tristan and Dylan might live in the same house. Again, a green rectangle, possibly representing grass, with flowers, a butterfly, and birds. I see a bird has landed on his red bumpy staircase. Tristan also drew himself, and I think he has a Switch video game in his hand. He also has an air conditioner and windows. Thank you guys so much. Now I am going to turn it back over to our instructors. Hi, Erika. Hi, Michelle.
Good
Hi,
afternoon,
Leah.
campers. I'm happy to see everybody today. Oh, I just tossed some of my stuff on the floor. But I wanted to get out my front of the house so I could put it on my camera so you guys could see it. I did a little work on mine last night as well, and we'll talk some more about that. But welcome to day 4. I'm happy that you guys are here, and I will give it over to Miss Michelle.
Hi, campers. It's Miss Michelle. We are so happy to have everyone that is with us back. You will get an option in a little bit to have your cameras turned on. So we are going to start today with a share of what's going on. But before we do that, we just wanted to make sure to remind you that with your cameras turned on, if you unmute yourself when you get that option and you're called on to do so, make sure you have a quiet background. And if you have a question or want to share something when we ask, you need to raise your digital hand to make sure that that happens, okay? So yesterday, we learned about the outside of your home, talked about the material that the front of your home might be made from, and some of you shared that with us, and we were so excited. We heard lots of good words and language and vocabulary to describe how it felt and what the shape is. We also talked about the front door and learned that some people have windows, and some of those people who have windows on their front doors have one that is round or circular in shape. We also talked that some of those doors are made of different materials, and those materials have different feels and sounds. They might even tell us what the weather is like if it's a metal door or a glass door, because you can feel the hot or the cold of the weather. And for your extension activity, as we saw with Tristan and Dylan who sent it in, you got to start or finish the map of the outside of your home, which included your door and your material. But if you did a little bit more than that, that's okay too, because we have lots of good stuff planned for today. And if you didn't do that, that's okay too. We will make sure everybody gets something. So before we jump into day 4, we wanted to give a chance for everybody to share. So at this point, if you would like to have your camera turned on for the rest of the session, which again, means you might be shown in the recording of this, please raise your digital hand so Miss Leanne can turn on your camera. And Miss Leanne, if you can let us know once you've gotten them all turned on so we can move forward, that would be helpful.
I think I got them all.
Thank you so much. So campers, since Miss Erika pulled up her map first, we're going to let Miss Erika start with her share. And then after she's done, she will let you all take a chance to share if you would like to by asking you to raise your digital hand. So Miss Erika, go ahead.
Sure. So I finished up, well, I didn't finish. I added some more detail, but then I left some more space for things on mine to add with you guys today. So I added a little plant over here to the right-hand side of my door. And I do have some more plants over here on the left-hand side, but I waited to do those with you guys today. I have my window, and I have a doorknob on my door, which we are going to add today if you didn't do that. But I chose the sparkly silver foam paper for my doorknob, and it is round. It's a circle doorknob, and we'll talk about different shapes of doorknobs today too. But there's a light I want to add to the upper left-hand corner, and a plant I would like to add to the lower left-hand corner.
All right, thank you, Miss Erika. This is Miss Michelle again. If you have not yet shared what you created from your extension activity last night and you would like to do so, please raise your digital hand, and I'm going to make sure I have a list so we can get to everybody, and we'll let Miss Erika call on everyone, and I'll keep track.
Okay, let's see. All right, I see some digital hands going up like we asked.
Aaron?
I think Mila was the first one, and then
Didn't see
Aaron and Tristan and Dylan.
Yep, got all of them. So whenever
right.
you're ready, Miss Erika, I'll keep a running list.
All right, Mila, do you want to go first today? Okay, you have to unmute. There you go.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh,
Okay.
not yet. We'll come back. Aaron, are you ready? All right, go ahead, my friend. Share.
So this is an outside of my house, and this is my door, and this is one of my windows, and these are the other two. And I also have some in the backyard, but well, this is all of my front yard.
Erin, this is Miss Michelle. I have a question just for everybody else who's out there in case they can't see the picture like Miss Erika and I can. Is your door on the right, the left, or the center?
The left.
The left. And is your door a rectangle or a square?
A rectangle.
And what about your windows? What shape are those?
These two are squares and this is a half circle.
Right. So Aaron was pointing that half circle is on his door and it's on the top part of his door. Very good, Aaron. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
All right. Do us a favor, make sure you lower that digital hand so we know that you've been called on and you can raise it the next time we have an opportunity. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Mila, I'm going to come back to you. Are you ready? You have to unmute. You can hit the space bar. There you go.
My door is a rectangle and it's blue, the black mat.
You want to show that?
And it has two green trees.
Excellent. Can you tell me about the material you used for your door handle?
Glittery.
Glittery.
The glittery. Yes, that's what I chose too. And
Mila,
what,
can you go ahead, Miss Erika? I apologize.
that's okay. What material did you use for your trees? Oh, excellent. And what shape are your trees?
Triangles.
Triangles. Very nice. Could you hold that up again and show me? Oh, I have a question. What is that texture you used for your house?
Bumpy.
Bumpy. Is that the clear bumpy on a brown cardboard?
Yes.
Fantastic. Is there anything else you want to tell me about your picture?
A black mat.
A black mat. And what material did you choose for that? What does it feel like?
I don't know.
What is that one? The back one.
It's smooth.
Smooth?
Yes.
Very nice.
Oh.
The door. You see how when you press it down, you can kind of squish it a bit with your finger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Anything else you want to share about your picture?
No.
Okay, Miss Michelle, did you have any questions?
I just wanted to know, Mila, that black mat you told us about, is that above your door or is it below your door?
Below my door.
Below or under. Very nice. Thank you for sharing with everyone. Again, you use some great words and descriptions too. And Miss Erika, I did see Claire's hand go up as well. So we have another hand that's been raised.
Okay.
So we still have Dylan, Tristan, and Claire.
Dylan, are you ready? If you are, you can unmute.
Want to show it? Wait. Okay. Okay, no echo. Here you go, Dylan. You guys tell them. Tristan, don't do that.
What?
Tell them what you want to explain about your drawing.
That I have a second floor.
Oh, you have a second floor. That's very nice. You know, I noticed something that's a little bit different with yours. Do you have something coming straight up off the paper? Did you add a three-dimensional characteristic to yours?
Tell them what's that. What is that?
That's me.
No, but what's this?
The door.
That's the door. So your door opens and closes. Very cool. I like that creativity.
And what's this down here? What is that thing? That's mommy's
That's the
garden, right?
grass.
That's mommy's garden?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mommy's little garden, right?
Mhm.
Very nice. I like the garden. I have a very large garden in my backyard.
Say, mommy's trying to grow a garden.
Anything else you wanted to share about yours, Dylan?
Anything else? What do you have in the picture?
I add the sun and I added with the sky because I colored blue.
So he's saying the color the sky blue and the sun.
Very nice.
Mhm. And what is this over here?
What?
What are these things over here?
Go.
The air conditioner
Yeah.
and the windows?
Very nice. All right. Thanks for sharing. Tristan, are you ready? Yeah. Okay, got to unmute. Can you do it? Oh. I was going to say we can't hear you, Tristan. You're still muted. There we go.
I wanted to show you what I was holding. I wanted to show you what I was holding.
Okay. What are you holding?
I am holding my Nintendo Switch.
So Miss Leanne was right. That is a Nintendo Switch. That's very cool. I have not played one of those yet.
Tristan, I have to ask, what color is your Nintendo Switch?
I was trying to put it green and yeah, I mean green and blue because that's my real color, but it just ended up being black because there was too much black that it smudged the other like colors that I did.
Very cool. Mine is blue and red.
Ooh.
You got the Animal Crossing one.
I got the Animal Crossing.
Very cool.
All right.
But it was very expensive.
Anything else you want to share about your picture?
The birds that are flying over here.
I do see those are nice birds.
But what is this? What is this supposed to be? What is that outside?
And these are the mailboxes.
Ah.
No, but outside, what's the material?
The for outside,
It's bricks, right?
it's bricks. So
And the door is what the door.
and the door is metal.
Ah.
And the door is metal.
Very nice. I do appreciate the mailboxes.
And this bird is flying. This bird is stepping, and this butterfly is by the flowers.
Excellent.
And
Show her. You gotta show her. You're saying that you're not showing her what you got there.
and here's the grass. It feels like really soft. It feels like
Oh, right.
yes, felt. It's really soft.
Excellent.
I think it's like the green carpet stuff one.
That's a good choice for grass.
That's the only one that I can put. And here's my AC by the windows.
Very important. I know this might be hard for some people to believe, but Miss Erika does not have air conditioning at her house.
Oh, no.
Gigi, oh my God.
Yep. All right. Tristan, we're going to move on. We'll be back later, I'm sure. Claire, are you ready?
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm ready to see what you have.
Added to mine,
Excellent.
and I tried to add like a blue strip of like blue on top to make it look like sky, but it wouldn't stick on. I didn't put enough glue. But this is actually sky. And then below the sky is like a lamp that's connected to our outside. Like, so at nighttime when my dad's cooking, he can like see what he's doing
Very
on
good.
his barbecue.
Excellent.
And then I also added this black smooth square below my door because I have my back door is actually right behind me, and this is more like porch mat, like is my porch mat, like where you wipe your feet before you walk in from the backyard.
Very nice. Well, thank you for sharing. Everyone used really nice descriptive words to describe what they had and what they made. So thank you for sharing. You guys did some good work last night. Staying very busy.
Miss Erica, I did see, I don't see it up now, but while we had some of our other campers talking, Ariana's digital hand was up, and I didn't know if it went down on purpose or by accident, but just in case she wanted to share, I see that her camera is not turned on, but I wanted to make sure we gave her, I see her hand up again. I'm wondering if she wants to share. Ariana, if you'd like to unmute yourself, you can do so.
Okay, you can go ahead, talk.
So this is actually my doormat, and it's actually black.
Oh, fantastic. Can you hold it up in front of the camera for us? Oh, there we go. Look at that.
You tell them about the door.
So the door is blue, and well, it has a circle window, but it's actually an oval in real life, and these are my walls.
Nice. What texture did you choose for your walls? I heard a sound, so I was wondering what texture that is.
I chose the bumpy one.
Yeah. Excellent. Good
And then I
choice.
chose the not fuzzy one, but the like squishy one that's like squishy. And the door is actually the same thing.
Okay. Very nice. Thank you for sharing.
Good job, baby.
All right. We'll
Thank
send
you,
it back over
campers.
to Miss Michelle.
All right, campers. So today, now that we got to share what we did yesterday, it looks like everybody did a little something different. Some of you added more detail than others, and that's okay. Because today we were going to talk about more details on the front side of our house. And I bet there are probably even more things those that added a lot of detail can even come up with. So let's see what we can do. Today, we are going to continue to add details or talk about details. And some of the things we were curious about is whether or not some of you have some of these things. And we're going to name some items. And when you hear it, if you have this outside of your home to the entrance of your home, whether you live in an apartment or a house, we want you to raise your digital hand. And remember, when you are done, when we go on to the next one, lower your digital hand so that we can know when we say the next feature, if you have that. So if you said, for instance, one of the things we have on the list, we definitely saw in a couple of the pictures. And if you told us already, that's okay. I will make sure that we still want you to raise your digital hand. And Miss Leanne actually has offered to lower everyone's digital hands for you, okay? So we're going to start. I'm going to name a feature for an entrance, And if you have that, we want to see all of the digital hands. Okay. So the first one is steps or stairs. People have different names for this. Some people might just have one step. Other people might have 8 steps. But steps or stairs, if you have these, raise a digital hand. See Ariana, Tristan, Aaron, Mila, Claire, Dylan. Did I call everyone?
I think so.
I
see
think
yours
so
too.
too. I did not raise my digital hand, but I do have 1 step going into my house as well.
I
Okay,
have many.
you do. All right, campers, we're going to go on to the next feature to see if anyone has this at their door. Does anyone have a doorbell? If you have a doorbell, raise a digital hand. Claire,
Miss
Aaron, Mila, Tristan, Dylan, Miss Leanne. Miss Michelle does too. All right,
I do
we'll go
not.
on to the next one. The next feature we are curious about if you have to the entrance, and this can be on your door or around your door, are windows. If you have windows at the entrance to your home, raise a digital hand.
Miss Leanne, Ariana, Miss Michelle, Aaron, Mila, Claire, Tristan, Dylan. Nice job with the digital hands, friends. All right.
Next feature. If you have plants at the entrance to your home, these might be in pots or in a garden, please raise a digital hand.
Claire's got plants. Dylan and Tristan have plants. Miss Michelle, Miss Leanne, Aaron, Mila. I have plants out by my door.
Thank you all. You all are doing a great job following directions, participating, listening. You are doing so many more things than just art, and I hope you're having fun with it too. All right. If you have this next feature, you're going to raise your digital hand. Who has a railing at their entrance? And a railing is something that might be, well, for you guys are little, might be about your shoulder height, or for parents up to about their hip, maybe at about your shoulder. And sometimes they're wood, sometimes they're made out of metal, but they're usually alongside of a steps or stairs. And you can hold on to them to help with balance, sometimes going up or down. If you have a railing, raise a digital hand. I see Ariana.
Oh, Donnie says he can't get to his digital hand.
Donnie, you are welcome to type in the chat a Y if you have it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All
I
right.
have a railing on my steps.
Right. Next feature, we're going to go on. If you have a door handle, something that you use to get into, to open your door. Hoping I see lots of hands on this one. It can be any shape or any size.
Donnie says he has one.
I
Miss
see
Leanne,
Mila,
Miss Michelle, Miss Erika,
Ariana, Aaron,
Dylan,
Tristan.
Tristan, Mila, Claire.
It looks like everyone has a door handle to get in. That's very exciting. So it might be hard to do it. You could do it, but it might be hard otherwise. All right. Last feature that we're going to name is coming up. And these are just the ones that Miss Erika and Miss Michelle came up with. If you have a light at your entrance, raise a digital hand or type Y in the chat. Say Dylan, Ariana, Claire, Mila, Tristan.
Oh, Miss Leanne and Donnie both said they do not have a light at their entrance.
I do. Miss Michelle does. My light is actually above my door. It's kind of up in the, I have a little cover to my door, and it's up in the kind of ceiling to my entrance. And you might have a light that is on the wall next to your door, or it might be, if you have a cover over your entrance or a little porch, it might be up above your head. All right, guys, thank you so much for raising all of those digital hands. We're going to give everybody a chance to type in the chat next. So now we've talked about lots of different features or details that the front or entrance to your home might have. We want you to think about how many features do you have? So think about, do you have a light? Do you have plants? Do you have a doorknob? Do you have stairs? Do you have a railing? And count how many features or details you have. And once you hear me say go, you will type this number into the chat. When you hear the sound of the chimes, which I'm going to play for you, the chat will be closed. So when you hear this sound, the chat will be closed. I see a hand raised by Claire. Claire, do you have a question?
Yeah. I can't remember all of the like features like the outside like house.
Okay.
Okay, do you want us, would it be helpful if we gave a list and maybe you, or if you have somebody with you, can help you make a little count, keep a running count of how many of those you have?
I'm home alone at the moment.
Okay.
I
That's
have an
okay.
idea, Claire. As we read the list, or as either Miss Michelle or Miss Erika reads the list, start putting a finger up. If
Okay.
you have that. And when we're done with all of the lists, then you'll know how many.
Yep. Thank you, Miss Leanne. Okay, so we'll name the things, and as you hear them, put that finger up, and that's a good thing for everybody to do. And once we are done with that list, you will put your number, we'll say go, and you'll put your number in the chat. So think about, do you have steps or stairs? I'm gonna hold one finger up because I have one step. Do you have a doorbell? If you do, put a finger up. I have 2 fingers up. If you have windows, put another finger up. That would be 3. If you have plants, you get another finger. That's 4. If you have railings, put a finger up. That would be 5. Miss Michelle is not putting a finger up for that. If you have a door handle, put up a finger. That would be 6. And if you have a light, you can put up a finger. That would be 7. So you might have anywhere from 1 to 7 going into that chat. All right. You may go.
Donnie has 7. Leanne has 3. Mila has 6. Erin has 6. Miss Michelle has 6. Claire has 6. Dylan said 6. Nice work, everyone. Seems like most people have around 6 items, somewhere between 3 and 6. I have 6 out by my door of the items we listed.
All right, so friends, we've been giving you guys lots of opportunities to share and to participate in the chat and to use your fingers, but it's still a lot of sitting and a lot of listening. So we want to give you a chance now to do a little movement break and get those bodies active, because it's hard to just sit and listen and focus so long. So we're going to let Miss Erika go ahead and get us going with a movement break.
All right. I think today we'll do 3 sets of X's and O's. I think that's a really good one to get ourselves moving a bit and feel a bit energized. So just as a reminder, the X's and O's starts by squeezing yourself into a tiny, tiny, tiny little ball and holding it and then letting it go and opening up into a big, big X where you can wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then we'll squeeze back into a little tight, tiny ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then open back up. Oh, into a big X, and we'll do it one more time. So squeeze, 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 teeny, tiny, teeny, tiny. And then stretch back out into a big, big X. And then take a deep breath. Breathe it out. Ooh, I feel better.
Me too. Thank you so much, Miss Erika.
Yes. So, Miss Michelle, I was wondering if we want to go to the craft time now,
Yes,
because we have about 20 minutes left. Maybe
I
15.
think that's a good plan.
Excellent.
I'll let you craft on, Miss Erika.
Excellent. Well, friends, for anyone who is ready to get their fingers moving, let's start cutting out some shapes. So, Miss Michelle, if you want to describe while I cut, that would be great. I'm going to start with adding a feature of a light in my upper left-hand corner. And if you've already done some of these things and you want to create something else, that's okay too. We can talk about what we've made in just a few minutes. So I have a piece of leftover. Oh, Miss Leanne made a good point. You could always start doing a little map of the back of your house, or if you did the back of your house, you could do the front or the front of your school. You can decide what you want to make right now. I am going to use this piece of black foam to make a light for the upper left-hand corner of my picture. And I want to make my light a triangle. So I'm holding my foam in the lower left-hand corner, and my light is fairly large. So I am going to actually just cut a triangle by cutting off the corner.
So Miss Erika actually cut just above her thumb on a angle or a diagonal going from the lower right up to the left. So she cut on an angle going from the right and then went up and on an angle to the left. And then she took that triangle, and since it has, did you use a sticky back foam piece?
I used the sticky back foam from the Carousel of Textures.
And she placed that in the upper left corner of the entrance to her home. So remember, some people may have put all of their entrance details that they wanted to on. And if you did, that is okay. If there are other things you maybe thought about while we were talking today, you can add, or as Miss Leanne suggested, you can start making a map of a different space, maybe the back of your house or your yard or the front of your school. Miss Erika is still working on the front of her home since she did not finish hers last night.
So I'm gonna add another plant over here, but the plant is a little different than this plant. So I'm going to choose a different paper. I chose the corrugated paper, and because it is paper, it rips. So I'm just gonna rip and make a little leaf, kind of like the abstract part of ripping and not always using scissors. And I'm only going to use the little piece that I tore off of the lower corner.
Miss Erika, I'm curious, are you going for a specific shape while you are tearing, or were you just trying to tear and get a little piece there?
I was really just trying to get a little piece, and the leaves on this plant are an interesting shape. So I think I want to just tear so that it looks and will feel like the shape of the plant that's out there.
So I feel campers, I think Miss Erika's saying her leaf doesn't really have, it's not really a triangle or a circle or a rectangle or a square. It's just kind of fun and different. So sometimes when we're doing art, we think about all of these shapes that we know, and sometimes there's shapes that aren't really known shapes. So we can make it up and do the best we can. Oh, Donnie, that was a great question. He asked, what does abstract mean? Abstract is kind of what I was just saying. It's not really a shape that we know. It's just something different, and it's kind of all over the place. I think that was a great, great question.
Absolutely.
Thank you for asking.
And this plant is in a pot, and I will make a pot for both of these plants.
Ooh. I have a question for our campers, Miss Erika. I'm curious if our campers have plants on their porches, and if so, if they are in a pot. If you have a plant at your entrance that is in a pot, please raise a digital hand. Or a planter. I see Mila. Miss Michelle also has plants at her entrance that are in a pot or a planter.
I chose the blue bumpy translucent to make a little, I guess I'll make it a pot for this here, which is pretty cool because when you lay the blue translucent on top of the yellow that I chose for my siding, makes it look like green.
Donnie said he has a plant that is in a pot on his porch.
Excellent.
Thank you for sharing, Donnie.
And Mila has her hand raised, so she has pots and plants too.
Yes, yes, I did see that. Thank you, Miss Leanne.
And I have this very handy little easy stick that I use when I'm making and gluing things so that I don't have to worry too much about where my glue is. Go. Oh.
So my friends, Miss Erika has a plant on the left side of her door, which is the one she just put in today. And it kind of looks like a print Y, the way she did her, yes, Miss Leanne, I thought the same thing. It looks like a cactus plant, and a cactus plant has kind of rounded shaped leaves with like little pricklies sticking off of them. But they are also kind of flat, so almost like an oval. And it is in a pot, and that is to the left of her door. And then to the right, she has another plant that looks like a flower because I see a red top and a green bottom. So that color at the top tells me it might be a flower.
It is a flower. I do have some red flowering lantana. And then this particular plant that a cactus, that would be a prickly pear cactus, and they actually grow all over the United States.
Miss Erika has so much good information about plants. If you have plants at your house that are flowers, if you have plants at your house that are flowers, please raise a digital hand or type Y in the chat. Plants at your entrance that are flowers, raise a digital hand or type Y in the chat. And I'm gonna check the chat. I see a Y from Miss Leanne, a Y from Donnie. I see a digital hand from Mila and Aaron. Miss Michelle also has a plant at her entrance that is a flower. Mine is actually in a basket that hangs from a ceiling. Oh, I see Tristan and Aaron with hands up. So they have plants at their entrance that are flowers.
Hello, man.
Sorry.
Hello, man.
Don't know who's talking.
Is that Aaron? I'm not sure who I'm hearing. I'm hearing somebody. All right.
All right.
Thank you all for letting us know that you have flowers at the entrance to your home. Miss Erika, I am curious if anybody, I'm going to lower my digital hand. Oops. I'm curious if anybody chose to add details to their entrance map today. If you did, and you would like to share what you added, please raise a digital hand. If you added something to your entrance map and you would like to share, please raise a digital hand. Right now, I see Mila, and we're just gonna see if we get other hands. I see Aaron. Okay. And if you decided to do something else, we will ask for that next, but I want to get to this part first. So Mila, if you would like to unmute yourself and tell us what you chose to add and how you did it, we would love to hear.
I put flowers. I put a number. It's go 1, 2, and I put a light.
A light and a number and some flowers. Is that correct?
And I put a doorbell.
And a doorbell. Wow. Mila, can you tell us about some of the shapes and materials that you used to make some of those extra features?
I used the black orange for the light. And some white paper for the number. And
Flowers?
stickers for the flowers.
Foam stickers, right?
I use gold stickers for the flowers. And I use black gold. And I use gold glitter. And I use silver glittery for the door.
Doorbell.
For the doorbell.
Excellent.
Love it, Mila. Mila, thank you so much for sharing and using such nice words to let everybody know what you did to make those different things. All right. Next, I think we have Aaron was the other hand I saw raised that seemed like he wanted to share what he did. So Aaron, if you'd like to unmute yourself and let us know, that would be wonderful.
Am I unmuted?
Yeah, go ahead, bud.
Good.
So I picked I have a flower garden. So for the flowers, I picked the red foam sheets, and for the garden, I picked the red kind of bump scrapey like
Oh,
kind
the,
of when you scrape against it, kind of makes. Do you hear that sound?
yeah.
Yes, I love it. Thank you for letting us hear the way it sounds too, Erin. You used some words and some sounds for us. That was awesome.
Yeah, because since I didn't know how to describe this texture, I use sound. You know, that can help sometimes.
That's a
Fantastic.
great idea.
Mhm. Yep, I agree.
I actually have another question I just thought of, Miss Erika. I've
Yes.
heard people talk about gardens. We've asked who happens to have plants in pots. I haven't asked who has a garden at their entrance. If you have a garden to your entrance, please raise a digital hand
Or a garden in your backyard.
or type Y in the chat. Yes, you can have it at your entrance or in your backyard or somewhere at your home. If you have a garden, you can type Y in the chat or raise a digital hand. Donnie typed N for no. I'm assuming he does not have one. Miss Michelle has one. Mila, Erin, Claire. All right, guys. Thank you for letting us know about your gardens. All right. Miss Erika, have you added anything else to the front entrance of your home that I have missed?
I don't think so. The pots maybe?
Okay.
The pots, maybe those, but I think that's it for this entrance, I think.
I have so we did say that if people did their entrance and didn't want to add details, they could start doing the back of their home or their school or their front yard. If you did something different during our camp today or started something different today that was not your entrance, please raise a digital hand or type Y in the chat if you would like to share with us. If you would like to share, you can raise your digital hand or type Y in the chat if you started to do something different than the entrance to your home. So far, I see Claire.
Donnie typed a Y. Tristan. And you know what? We might just have to stick with those three for right now, just because of time. Because I think we could add a little something to the description of the extension activity for today.
I think so too. And I think if we see any other hands go up, we'll make sure we keep that on our list for tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So Miss Erika, I will let you go ahead and call on people.
We're going to start with Claire. Claire, would you like to share? Go ahead and unmute.
Yeah. I did actually the front of my school.
That is really nice. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you have there?
Yeah, like I think I know why the school is blue.
Yeah.
My school is actually blue. My school is actually blue.
Excellent. I like the color choice.
And then there's this.
Yeah, what is that rectangle there?
This is a plant.
Okay.
It kind of is like a line, like when you're walking to like where you line up, you'll see this.
Nice.
You'll see this when you're walking fast. Don't stick to this table.
That's okay.
And
Anything
then
you want to tell us?
And then this is kind of the second story. I didn't make it that big because I didn't want to make it so like it kind of just looks like a giant building.
I understand.
Because if you did it like the second floor went all the way like right here, it would be like, oh, it just looks like a giant building. It's probably just one story.
Yeah.
I want to show that it's 2 stories. And then this is a door. A door.
Okay.
A door.
I like it. You know
And
what?
then
We're running a little short on time, and I'd hate to cut you off, but is it okay if we end after one more sentence?
yeah.
Okay, tell me one
And-
last thing.
And then this is made of like it's kind of hard to describe, so
Is it the foamy paper?
yeah, it's the foamy blue paper. And then this
Excellent.
green is kind of like one of the little crayons.
Great. Well, thank you for sharing. And I do want to let everyone know that we saw your hands and we just are out of time today. So we'll make sure we get to you tomorrow.
And
Before
just so
your-
everyone knows, Miss Erica, I have down Tristan, Donnie, and Ariana to share tomorrow to start out from today. So those 3 who had your hands raised or typed in the chat, we saw you and we promise we'll get to you tomorrow to get things started, okay?
So for your extension activity, it would be to finish anything you started today, or if you wanted to make a map of your garden or your backyard, you could easily do that. But getting ready for tomorrow, we want you to be thinking about your favorite place in your neighborhood. So think about your neighborhood and think about your favorite place and what you might need. So when you come to camp tomorrow, make sure you have your supplies and everything you need, because we're going to make one more map. So that's
Thank you,
all.
campers. It's Miss Michelle. Thank you all so much for a great day and all of your sharing.
Thank you, campers. This is Miss Erica. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye,
Back to Miss-
everyone. And thank you, closed captionists, for providing us captions. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.